Hello, welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Ellen. Today we'll start standing, so we'll start in mountain pose for our grounding and centering. But if you have a couple of blocks, I highly recommend grabbing 2 blocks today for practice. If you don't have blocks, a couple of yoga blankets or whatever you use, little pillows, the same size, kind of smaller, about as thick as a block is thick. All right. Let's find our mountain. So feet parallel, about hips distance apart, and it's the hip bone, the little front of the hip rather than the outer hip. So just straight down, heels right beneath hip bones, and then outer edges of feet parallel to each other. It might feel like you're a little bit internally rotated, but generally this is a good neutral, particularly when we start to bend at the knees and the hips. This will be good. But we'll just bring our focus internal. So standing up tall, perhaps closing eyes. Let's take a couple big breaths. Fill the body with breath. Little pause with fullness. Just a few big breaths to get our systems used to all that breath. We'll just begin to focus on finding a rhythm or a pace that's steady for the breath, long and deep. And our yoga breath is breathing in and out through the nose. So as we stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, with our focus internal, perhaps we rock the body weight just a bit front to back. So with your interoception, your mind's eye, feel this in your body. Centering on the big toe ball mound of the feet and the pinky toe ball mound of the feet, in the heel. Think of both feet, each foot, kind of like a suction cup around those points. And then perhaps a soft bend to the knees. Feel as if your weight is balanced over the front of our ankles. And on the inhale, we'll lengthen the body. Feel as if the spine grows all the way up toward the sky. Perhaps you feel as if your spine is a string of pearls that is hanging. The head is in line, right above the shoulders, the rest of the spine. Breathing. Tadasana, our mountain pose. A few more breaths here. Long, deep breaths. We'll begin to bring some movement into our grounding and centering. So still focused and centering. Notice how we root into the earth. As we grow tall, arms can reach out to the sides and up, palms together overhead. So root into the feet, lift through the heart, the chest. Breathing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach and gaze up. And on the exhale, we'll open the arms out to the sides, parallel to earth, palms up. Inhale, fingers to the shoulders. Exhale, arms open. Exhale, fingers to the heart. Exhale, release to mountain. 2 more. Inhale, palms together overhead. Exhale to heart. Inhale, arms reach up, gazing up and out, body tall, straight out to the sides. Inhale, fingers to the shoulders, so elbows bend. Exhale, open. Inhale, fingers to heart. Exhale, release the arms to your sides. 1 more. Inhale, reach and gaze up. Exhale to heart. Inhale the sky. Exhale, arms open out. Shoulders relaxed. Elbows bend. Inhale, fingers to shoulders. Exhale, open. Beautiful. Inhale, fingers to heart. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. On the exhale, half lift. Seat comes back, body comes forward. lengthen it, half lift, lengthen spine. On the exhale, bending knees, let the body round forward. Beautiful, ragdoll forward fold. So again, find that center, the weight even on both feet, perhaps holding opposite elbows. Neck relaxed. Breathing, feel the spine loosen just with gravity, that heavy head. That heavy head is helping loosen things up. Beautiful. Back to center if we're moving. Evenly root into the feet. Release the arms as you roll tall. Reach and gaze up to sky. Hands to heart. One more like that. Reach and gaze to sky. Exhale, swan dive. Half lift. Bending knees, forward fold. Release, relax. Roll through the spine all the way up to sky. Hands to heart. Beautiful. Release to mountain. This time different. Inhale, palms together overhead. Shoulders drop down. Root into earth. Body still growing tall, but we'll lean over to the right. Feel that left side body stretch. I like to use right fingers to circle left wrist. Help lengthen. A little more length to left side. Beautiful. Inhale, tall. Exhale, leaning left. So perhaps left fingers circle right wrist. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze. Goalpost arms, exhale. Root into earth, grow tall. Feel the throat open, the chest stretch. Reach and gaze to sky. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen spine. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. This time knees bend, they go straight ahead. Seat goes back, arms come forward, so keep those shoulders down. Beautiful. And notice what's going on with your knees. If they're coming together, let's bring them about hips distance apart. Beautiful. All the way up to sky. Reach and gaze. We'll release the arms and come back into that chair pose. Inhale, arms forward and up. Seat back, knees bend. Breathing, Utkatasana. Chair pose, forward fold, exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, chair pose, seat back, arms forward. We'll add a little twist here. So find that space between the knees. Palms together, straight ahead. Left arm stays put, right arm drops down, and then reaches back. Palm can face out so the thumb is up. Gazing over right shoulder. Inhale, forward. All the way up to sky. Release. One more chair. Inhale, arms forward and up. Seat back. Breathing. Palms together. Right arm stays put. Left arm drops back. Reaches back. Gazing over left shoulder. Inhale, sky. Release. Beautiful. Inhale, sky. Reach and gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Let's come down to the knees, bend the knees, hands and knees, and all the way down to our seat. Bottoms of feet together. Feet a little further away from the body. If you have a block, feel free to grab the block and just have it nearby. We might use that. You can feel it out. If you don't have a block, no worries. So the diamond shape of your legs is a little bit longer. Make sure this feels comfortable in the hips and symmetrical. Inhale, long spine. Feel for the sensation that you're sitting toward the front edge of your sitting bones. And tall. And we'll take right ear to right shoulder. Tuck chin to collarbone on right. Quarter circle, roll the head forward and down. Follow the stretch with your interoception. As it moves around the body, inhale, tall. Beautiful. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Little pause, and then we'll tuck chin to collarbone on left. Tucking chin, roll the head half circle, forward and down, over to the right ear. See if you're ready for full circle. Breathing. You can change your mind, half or full circles. So clockwise and counterclockwise, we're feeling for tight spots. We're noticing, observing, following the stretch in your mind's eye, what feels good. What are we skipping? Are we skipping anything? I want to come back to that. Come back to those. They're the tight spots. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here, round and round. Last breath. Beautiful. Inhale, tall. All right, we're seated in butterfly. We have a little longer diamond shape to our legs. So if your hips have gotten used to that, you might try going a little longer. Interlocking fingers, bending elbows. So if you pull out on your hands, do you get a little knuckle lock there? And then drop your shoulders down. No need to hunch. Long spine though. On the exhale, let the body fold forward. So think about hinging at the hip crease. Elbows rest on the knees if they reach. Just begin to allow some body weight into the elbows, settling into the knees. How does that feel? Now this might be a nice place to just pause and relax. You could keep the spine long if you want to add a little bit more sensation in your back body. You could release the head forward. And notice the stretch that creates on the whole posterior chain. You should feel that all the way down from the neck down the spine. If you want a little more sensation, you could slide your forearms up and over the knees and then down. They can rest anywhere. Hands might even hold feet. You could rest your forearms on your shins. One more option if you have the block. You could put the block kind of right on top of your feet or maybe in that space between your legs and let your forehead rest on the block. Really depends now how that feels in your body. If that's too far away from you and it feels too strenuous, just stay up a little taller. Maybe the block on tall is a little light on sensation. You could go deeper. Let's take 2 more breaths, a little lower block. Last breath here, relaxing tension you might feel or observe in the muscles. Sometimes we're just clenching and gripping, and it's easy enough to release. Other times it's just not that easy, is it? Beautiful. On the inhale, lift your spine nice and long, and we'll come tall. You set your block aside. That was a yin version of star pose. Seated star, the yin star is like a butterfly. Beautiful. All right, let's roll onto our backs. Bending knees and planting feet, arms down by your sides. Draw your right knee into your chest. Hold that right knee in. Extend your left leg long. We'll drop right hip open. Right knee out to right. Feel that inner thigh stretch. Then we'll cross our right knee over to the left. Left hand holds. Feel that outer hip stretch. And then draw a circle clockwise and a circle counterclockwise with the knee. Beautiful. Back to center. Neutral hip when the leg is right in front of the chest. We'll extend right leg towards sky. Let your hands support wherever you start to feel sensation in the back of the legs. You might have a little bend in the knee. When you add the flex to the ankle, that flex in the foot, you should feel more sensation on the back of the leg. So give yourself a good flex and then reach up into the heel. Beautiful. And then circling ankle, wiggling toes. Get that stretch in the calf, the shin, and the toes, the feet as well. Notice if you're breathing. Keep that breath flowing. Body relaxed. Beautiful. Then we'll lower right leg all the way down. Bring your left knee in. Left knee to chest. Then we'll drop left hip open. Left knee out to left. Inner thigh stretch. And we'll cross left knee over to right. Feel that outer hip stretch. Little pause, and then a circle clockwise, circle counterclockwise. Breathing back to center, neutral, hamstring stretch. Left leg reaches high, pause with resistance, point and flex. Circle the ankle, breathing, upper body relaxed, right leg relaxed. And then add that flex to the foot and give a little more length. Feel that hamstring stretch increase. Beautiful. Both legs up. Both arms up. Shoulders relax down. Spine lengthens, so if it feels like you've got a back bend in your neck, lengthen the back of the neck. Beautiful. We'll bend our knees and open the hips now for happy baby pose. So hands can hold whatever they can reach on the legs. Just let the hands grip. And then the arms are heavy. You've just added a little extra weight, a little extra for gravity to help loosen and stretch the inner thighs. Breathing. You might feel a little compression. Just notice what you feel. You can always back out if it's uncomfortable. We're searching for the edge of our comfort zone, though, and that comfort zone is going to keep shifting a little further away every time we practice. Breathing. Beautiful. We'll extend length out into the right leg a little longer. I like to switch how I'm holding leg as well. Feel that stretch out. Beautiful. More of an inner thigh stretch. We'll come back to our happy baby. Bend that right knee. Extend more length out into the left leg. Beautiful. Back to the happy baby pose. And then if you like, you could do that same thing with both legs at the same time. Breathing and smiling. Option happy baby as well with knees bent. One more breath. Beautiful. We'll hug the knees, give the knees a little squeeze in. Beautiful. Plant your feet. So if your block is anywhere within reach, maybe your leg can reach your block, bring your block up so that your hand can reach it. We'll set it aside, but then bend your knees, plant your feet. Feet are about hips distance apart, so they should be right beneath the knees, arms down by your sides. Inhale. On the exhale, press your feet into the earth and lift your seat. Roll on up to bridge. Set the posture at the top here. Shoulders walk under, heels beneath knees. So if it feels awkward and you can't find the strength in your legs because of your heel placement, you can move the heels. They should be beneath knees generally. Thighs parallel. One more breath here. Relax the neck as you lift. Soften the neck and the throat. Beautiful. And then we'll set shoulder blades down. One more vertebra at a time. Lowers down. Pause at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. Press the back of your waist into the mat. Feel the seat lift. Roll one vertebra at a time. Back up again. Inhale, lower down. So keep your mind's eye not only on the movement, one vertebra at a time, exhale as you lift, but also how we're placing our feet into earth. Thighs are parallel, neck is soft. One more breath. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, rolling up into that bridge. Pause at the top. So if you don't have a block, you can just keep rolling your bridge. If you do have a block, grab your block, put it on the medium height or the low height, and we'll place it right underneath the seat. Scoot it up so that you feel as if it's on the seat, but it's not on the spine. So we don't want it all the way up on the spine. Make sure it's where our sacrum is, where the bones are fused together. That's where we want it to be. It'll offer good support there. And just let your body weight rest there. Does that feel like a little too much? If it's a little too much sensation, lower the block shorter. If you like it right here, just relax, ease the muscles, and enjoy. Beautiful. If you want a little more sensation, you could try extending your right leg long. So heel rests on the earth still, but you could add a length in the leg, and you'll feel more sensation in the front of the right hip, more front body stretch here. And if that feels good on one side, you could try doing both legs at the same time. And you'll notice if that's a little too much, you can just do one leg at a time. Supported bridge. So any variation here where the feet are planted or one or two legs are extended. We're practicing postures that we practice in general in different ways, sometimes more vinyasa style or movement. Today a little more yin style, so just allowing the poses to be for a moment in our bodies and experience the postures. Yin poses, if we were doing a yin yoga practice, we would be holding these poses that are yin for about 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, some people 5, some people 10. I usually hold them about 3, just long enough to begin to release the connective tissues a little bit more. So kind of starts with the sensation releasing in the muscles. And if we allow our bodies to be in these stretches and just experience these stretches in a more relaxed manner for a little longer, we'll feel the stretch deepen, kind of feel the posture a little differently. One more breath. Doesn't work with every pose. Not every pose is yin. Some of them you just have to engage so many muscles that it's very difficult to actually find some yin. We'll call those the yang poses in the yin yang. Beautiful. All right, if both legs are extended long, bring your heel in, plant your foot, bring the other heel in, feet about hips width. As we lift our seat off the block, you'll probably notice a little more sensation, so take it slow. You don't have to lift high, just enough to move the block out of the way. And we'll roll through the spine all the way down. Take a little pause there. Dropping the knees to the right, dropping the knees to the left. Side to side. Could be a big movement, could be a smaller movement. You can move arms out of the way. Whatever feels good here. I like to go a little larger, little by little, starting smaller though, because you probably notice more sensation left over after those yin poses. So kind of a transition here, easing into a little more. Knees side to side. Perhaps we let our knees just pause off to one side. Rest the body for a moment, and then knees to the other side. Rest the body for a moment. Beautiful, back to center. All right, next posture, arms down by your sides. We'll take our right heel and place it on the left thigh. Drop the right hip open. So right heel resting on leg, hip drops open, right knee out to right. Keep a flex in that right foot. Notice how this feels. Send the signal to the right hip to relax and loosen up a bit so that the hip rotates rather than the knee. Knees are not supposed to rotate, just the hip. Beautiful. So if that feels good, pause there. If you want a little more, you might press out a bit, gently. If you want even more than that, or you just want to give it a try, you can change your mind. You could bring left leg toward body. You could slide right heel up or down a little on that left leg, and that'll just change how it feels. You might interlock your fingers over the knee of the left leg or behind the left leg. Really, whatever feels good here. You could hold the knee and the elbow. Breathing. If you're still searching for more sensation, you could relax the right ankle, the flex in that right ankle. And while you keep your legs and your body relaxed, the arms could just draw in a bit on that left leg. Right elbow can even push out a little bit if you're going for a little more leverage. Balance the ease with the leverage. So this is also a yin pose. Pause and relax. We could hold this one for 3 minutes. There's not a lot of muscle work going on here. If you interlock your fingers together, that takes even more effort out. So it's like a little bandha, a little bind. We'll call it a little knuckle lock, kind of like our yogi toe lock is a bind. One more breath here. Beautiful. So hold your right foot with your hands, wherever the right foot is right now. And then extend your left leg long to the earth. So left hip gets to stretch. Now we'll experiment with that right leg. Draw little circles with your right knee. It doesn't have to be big circles, but just notice the different angles that the thigh bone is moving in the hip socket, kind of stirring that femur around in the hip. If something here feels good, you want to explore, you could just pause and let your body ease into that. stretch a little more. So perhaps you're drawing the right thigh toward your body. You could hold there. Perhaps you're pointing your right knee away from your body. Beautiful. You can always rest the right heel on the left leg with that left leg bent if it's a little too much. One more breath here. This is more like a pigeon pose, either here, kind of a pigeon or a half lotus. Release. Full body stretch. Arms and legs long, little reset, find neutral. Arms down by your sides, bending knees, planting feet. Lengthen spine. We'll cross left ankle over right thigh and drop left hip open. Left knee out to left. Keep a flex in the left foot. Ask the hip to rotate. And ease. If you want a little more, left hand could push out. If you want even more than that, you could bring right leg towards you. Notice what you feel when you do that. Lots of other stretches start. Left heel could slide up or down on the right leg. Feel that out as well. And wherever you find a good, interesting stretch you'd like to explore a little, let your hands support the posture. You can experiment with relaxing the flex in the left ankle, depending on how that left foot is placed on the right leg. You might even feel a good ankle stretch there, kind of an extension stretch. One more breath. Beautiful. Hands hold left foot in place. We'll extend right leg long to the earth. So here is like a pigeon pose. If you were to draw the left thigh toward you or just support the left leg like this, this is more like pigeon. You could try more of a half lotus as well if you want to point the left knee away from your body. You could be anywhere in between as well. We'll just take one more breath here. Beautiful. Release that stretch, full body stretch. Arms and legs long. Nice. We'll bring our arms down by our sides, bend the knees, plant the feet. Hug the knees to the chest. Rock your tailbone up off the earth a few times, so we're moving the spine into flexion again when we lift the seat like that. We'll keep the spine in flexion as we roll on up to seated and roll onto our back. Roll on up to seated and roll onto the back. One more of those, rolling on up to seated, and we'll stay seated here. Body tall. Beautiful. All right, let's extend our legs long. I'll give you a front view, and wide. Sitting bones down, body tall. How does this feel in your body? Feel for the sensation that you're sitting toward the front edge of sitting bones. We'll keep a flex in the foot so the center of the heel is down. But if it feels better to bend the knees, that might help you lengthen spine a bit. You can leave a little bend in the knees. Beautiful. Inhale tall. On the exhale, walk the hands forward until you start to feel some resistance. And you might decide the legs should go wider. You might decide narrower. Breathing, but feel it out. Keep that spine nice and long. I like to plant my hands about shoulders width apart and then bend the elbows a little bit here. This is a good way to create a little bit of support for the posture so that you can relax a bit, but you don't fall into too deeply. One more breath. Beautiful. Inhale tall. Nice. All right, let's come onto our hands and our knees, our tabletop position. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. We'll extend our right leg out to the side so the toes point forward, and we'll bring our body tall so we're standing on the left knee. Zip that body up tall, extend length out into that right leg. Lift your left arm to sky, leaning over to the right. Breathing. Beautiful. Inhale tall. Now we'll plant the left hand, reach the right arm to sky, and let that right arm reach left. Beautiful. Inhale tall. One more time, leaning over to the gate pose. Inhale tall. One more time, leaning over to the left. Beautiful, body tall. We'll come back to center, hands and knees. Right arm reaches forward and up, gazing up. Thread the needle, right arm through that gap under the left. Notice the twist, so right shoulder, right ear toward the mat. We're turning our neck to gaze over left shoulder and feeling a stretch across the shoulder blades. One more breath here. And inhale, unwind, reach the right arm up to sky. We'll come back to the hands and knees. Left arm reaches forward and up, gazing up. Exhale, thread the needle, left needle through that gap under the right, left ear, left shoulder, toward the mat, finding ease here. So turning neck to gaze over shoulder, a little leverage stretch across the shoulders. One more breath. We'll unwind, left arm reaches to sky. And we'll plant the left hand. Beautiful. Left leg reaches out to the side. Body comes tall. So the left toes point straight ahead. Right side body long. Zip that body up tall. Right arm reaches up. Leaning left for gate. Long lateral stretch. Inhale tall. Right hand plants beneath the shoulder. Left arm reaches up, gazing up. Option to extend left arm further right. Inhale tall, body tall, leaning left for gate. Inhale tall one more time. Right hand plants, leaning toward the right. Beautiful. Body tall. We'll come back to our hands and knees, our tabletop. Press your hands into the earth. Middle finger points straight ahead. Wrists are right beneath the shoulders. Knees are right beneath the hips. Feel for the sensation that your hand is like a suction cup. So if you have any little gaps there, see if you can press the kind of across the ball of the hand. We'll call it like, the ball of the foot, the knuckle pads where the fingers come into the palm. All those fingers all the way down to the palm, the heel of the hand. Beautiful. Leaning a little forward, a little more forearm stretch, leaning a little back, seat back. Beautiful. One more of those. So just getting a nice little stretch on the forearm. We'll come back and then left hand stays planted. Turn the palm up on the right hand and then align your wrist right beneath your shoulder as well. Do you feel a good stretch on the forearm? Beautiful. Really spread those fingers wide if you can. You could move your fingers around too. That might feel kind of interesting. Beautiful. Nice. And then turn that right palm over. We'll press into right palm. Turn the left palm over. So palm up. Breathing. Fingers wide. One more breath here. Forearm stretch. Beautiful. Planting palms. Nice. Let's come down to our seat. Roll onto the back. Grab your blocks on your waist. So we'll have the blocks one on each side, kind of right at center. I like to turn them on medium to begin with. On your backs, one block to each side. If you don't have blocks, again, no worries. You can do all of these poses without blocks. Let's extend left leg long. Bring your right knee in towards your body. Left hand holds right knee. Right arm opens out to the side. Drop your right knee over to the left. Feel that outer hip stretch. Turn your neck to gaze toward the right. Beautiful. We're going to begin to move into a twist. Right knee continues toward the left. Feel that right seat lift. Beautiful. Does your shin rest on the block? So let's let the kind of position the block so that your right shin rests on the block. Beautiful. Left hand can add a little weight to the leg there. How does that feel in your body? So you can move the block. The block might move up the leg a little. Might be under the knee or under the upper leg as well. You could turn the block on low or the block on high. So we're feeling for that yin sensation again. So a little more stretch. Find the edge of the comfort zone. See if we can allow the willingness to be willing rather than to will, just to be willing to settle and ease into some deep stretch. So if that isn't possible, it's probably because we're asking the body to endure a little too much stretch. So you can always back out, but you can always deepen. How does it feel in the whole spine? Does it feel like the spine is nice and long? You can find ease in the upper body. Notice in the body anywhere that you might feel a little tension or a little grip, like maybe you're squeezing muscles, clenching teeth perhaps. Are we remembering to breathe? Sometimes my left hand is pushing a little hard on the leg. So just see, can we ease out a little some of that tension? We take a few big deep breaths here. And sometimes when we start to relax a little bit more and release some of that tension, our position changes a little bit. So you can always fine tune what you discover. One more breath here, a little longer. Yin hold on our supine spinal twist. Beautiful. Neck turns to gaze up toward the sky. Let's come on slowly. Take your time. Ease back to center. Bending knees, planting feet. Find symmetry in your body. Open the arms out to the sides. Lengthen the neck. Just let your knees rest together for a moment. And we'll just take a breath or two here for stillness. Easing into that sensation and then moving into our next posture. The kind of the effects of that yin pose. Beautiful. Let's extend right leg long. We'll bring our left knee in toward the body. Right hand can hold the left knee. Left knee drops over toward the right. So start to feel that outer hip stretch. Then turn the neck to gaze toward the left arm. We'll continue into the twist by dropping the left knee over to the right. You can bend the right knee and tuck the hip under more. You can untuck that right shoulder. And we'll let our left lower leg rest on the block, perhaps on medium. How does that feel? Let's begin to scan the body. Is this a posture where we'll commit to a little bit of stillness once we figure it out? Do you want to adjust a little more sensation? You could go lower on the block. A little less sensation, you could go higher on the block. Where can we find ease in the body? Breathing, settling in. Take a few more breaths here. Supine, spinal twist. Let's take 3 more long, deep breaths. One more breath. Beautiful. Take your time. We'll start with the neck. Turn the neck back to center. Gaze to sky. Bring your legs on back to center. Bending knees, planting feet on your back. Let your knees rest together. Beautiful. Maybe you rock the head side to side. You could begin to ease out of the sensation, the residuals of that yin pose. You might do a little windshield wiper, dropping knees side to side. And then whenever you're ready, we'll move into our final relaxation pose. Could be Shavasana, that's a classic. Just extending legs long. Let your heels find the corners of the mat. Heels in, toes out, so hips drop open, and legs can be wider or narrower than that. It's a good starting point. Feel it out, arms wherever it's comfortable. Shavasana, centered and long and open at ease. And another interesting posture, if you have a wall nearby and some open space right by the wall and some open space up the wall, is you might try a legs up the wall pose. You might even have like a couch or a chair if you have an ottoman, something like that, rather than a wall. And you could rest your lower legs on the couch or chair, But if you do have a wall, lie on your side as if you're sitting on the wall, and then tip onto your back, flip your legs on up the wall. And there's your legs up the wall pose. Arms wherever it's comfortable. Rock the head a little side to side. Breathing. Legs up the wall pose is a restorative posture. Shavasana is a restorative posture. They're both wonderful choices. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Relax with the breath. Just smile. Offer everything into the rising, falling flow of the breath. Just allow the mind to be focused and present. Allow the breath to be. Trust the breath. Allow the body to be, the muscles to be at ease. Feel the support beneath you. Feel the ease. Trust the breath. The mind, the body, the breath, all synced up, working together in synchronicity. And that synchronicity, the mind, the body, the breath, that is yoga. You find that union. It's a state of being which we can find oftentimes through the practice of yoga poses, of meditation, pranayama, the breathing. We'll just allow our bodies to be at ease for as long as you like. If you can have 5 more minutes, I'd love it if you'd stay in your final relaxation for a little longer. So if you want to do that, you can just listen to my voice. And when you're ready to come out, you can come out with ease. In the mind's eye to focus on the heart, gazing inward to heart center. Feel the rise and the fall of the chest as we inhale. Feel the heart expand, fill with love. And as you exhale, release the love, share the love. And more like that, inhaling, feel the heart expand. Exhale, share the love. Positive feedback loop of loving. Until we meet again, and may we be gracious, may we be grateful, may we be generous in love. Namaste. Thank you for practice today, friends. My name is Ellen. It's lovely to be here with you every Wednesday for gentle yoga. Every Friday for yoga flow. Friday's a nice mellow practice too. A little more flow. Until next time.